groups. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to present Mark James to come and present this evening about culture change. So, without further ado, I'm just going to go through my experiences about changing cultures. Okay, so, but first, I just want to tell you a bit about me. No PhD, bit of a troublemaker, joined the Army Foundation, then I joined the Army, medically discharged, homeless for 12 months, driver, shunter, health and safety champion, chartered practitioner, and a little bit of an extrovert for those who know me a little bit better. So you're probably saying, what does this all mean? What's this got to do with behavioural safety? You don't need to be educated to the highest level and the highest degree to win the hearts, minds and souls of people. And that's what I'm aiming to go over to you tonight. So currently I'm running a behavioural safety program at work, so this is where the information on this presentation has come from, because I'm actively doing this program with our leaders and supervisors currently. So I just want to share some of that information with you. So I actually work for a global plumbing company in the manufacturing industry. So we are molten brass, so we've got a lot of dangerous activities, you know, with 1200-degree furnaces, a lot of chemicals go around in the plating department. So there's a lot of opportunity for people to do the wrong thing. So it's about, we actually don't call it behavioural safety. We call it values-based safety, because if people understand the values around safety, we've got more opportunity to take it on board. Our corporate strapline is zero by choice. We're aiming to zero by choice because it's an achievable reality. We hear lots of companies say health and safety is our top priority. There's actually no real metrics to say it is our top priority. But we don't feel that it should be a priority as such. It should be a precondition. Almost like breathing. You get up, before you get up, you need to breathe. Okay, so a fundamental part of this is organisations. Every organisation has the potential for greatness, every single one of them. It's about the people on the shop floor and the people in the offices that make that difference. To stop people going to work with the fear of being injured. Everyone has that opportunity to go to work and not be injured if they're making the right decisions and the right choices. So, how do we identify that? Well, we ask people 3 questions. I ask myself 3 questions every single day. So the first question is, are you treated with dignity and respect every day by everyone that you're encountered with? You answer that yes or no. So the second question is, are you given the tools, the training, the experience, the guidance to make a meaningful decision, and that gives you meaning in life? For me, I'll give you an example. What I do with IOSH, outside of work, I'm a very compassionate person, as most people in this room may well be. That gives me meaning in life, doing what I do in my job, outside of work, volunteering with charities and so on and so forth. So the third question that we need to ask ourselves each and every day is to get recognised for the things that we do. Now I asked this question only a couple of weeks ago to the workforce at the Global Plumbing Group. And I knew the first answer that came into their mind, do you get recognised for the things that you do? The first thing that got into their mind was money. And it's not about money. I'll explain these answers in a little bit more detail further on in the presentation. Okay. So, the vision. We need to have a goal. Because if we haven't got a goal, there's nothing to achieve. What are we aiming, what are we working towards? We're working to zero by choice. So we have a goal. That is our penultimate goal. And there's certain things and certain ways that we need to achieve that. So, nobody injured at work. Last thing we want to do is get up, come to work, and someone's been injured. You know, all the reactive stuff like the investigation is academic. We actually don't want people to get injured at work. We genuinely mourn every time someone is injured because somewhere along the line something has gone wrong to make that person become injured. So how are we going to do that? So we need to understand our workforce's behaviours. We don't understand our workforce behaviours. We've got no data to go with. So it's very important to understand those behaviours. And there's a few ways we can do that. But what I'm going to say next is the absolute basis and the foundation of how we start our behavioural-based programme. The absolute foundation. Most of you may know this already, but I'll go through that with you now. So dependent on supervision. How many in this room is dependent on supervision? Hopefully I see no hands up. Independent of their own well-being and safety. So this is people who feel obligated that they have a responsibility for safety, rather than someone who's dependent on supervision, who feels that yes, there are rules in place and only follow those rules because they've been set by somebody else. Thank you. So then there's interdependent. This is where groups of people feel, you know what? We can make things better, and we can do that as a group. Let's look out for one another. You know, it's like platoon, you know, you look buddy system and so on and so forth. So how do we get this analysis? How do we figure out where people are, whether they are dependent on supervision, whether they're independent, or whether they're interdependent? And I'll explain that in a little bit more detail. If I'm going too fast to this slide, please slow me down. Okay? So, Bradley curve. Is anybody in the room not familiar with the Bradley curve? Okay. So, Bradley curve, just for your information, was actually developed by DuPont. And it's some analysis on behavioural-based behaviours. So, what it does, it splits it up into 4 separate areas. So we have reactive, for instance. An example of reactive is you put your hand under a hot scalding tap. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to put it away. It's a natural reaction to do that. So the second one, we have dependent. Okay, so this is where rules, regulations are set. But again, they're set by somebody else, and that's their viewpoint. I'll follow them, I'll do as I'm told, but I'm not really independent of my own decisions. I'm just doing what I'm told. Yes, it reduces accident ratings. Yes, it will get you lower statistics. Will it really give you a zero by choice culture? No. They are dependent on chance, not management. That is the penultimate difference there. Okay. So then we have independent. These are a group of people who feel that safety is their responsibility. Their actions ultimately decide whether they're making a good decision or a bad decision. And what I've said in the past is, if people think before they act in everything that they do, they are really making my job redundant. Because with that, they're going to make the right decision, with the right guidance, training, information and supervision. There's going to be no need, because they're going to be making that right decision. For example, give you a couple of examples here. You cross the road. You just walk straight across? No? Do you look left, do you look right? So let me ask, anyone can answer this. So why do we stop and look left and right? But where did we get that information from?
We were told it was very little people.
We were told as very little people. Absolutely. I'm going to give you a scenario in a minute about very little people. And it's almost like, you know, you put your seatbelt on, it becomes normal. You do things with repetition, repetition, repetition. So then we have interdependent, and ultimately, we want all of our workforce to be interdependent. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. What we're going to find a lot of our workforce is independent and independent. And over time, they're going to seesaw from one to the other. That's really for one main reason. Knowledge, experience. They're going to be exposed to new things. They're going to see things that they've not seen before. Where when they are, they're going to be back into the independent stage. That's fine. That's a learning curve. People learn what they need to do. Then they understand the risks. Then they can make those formulated decisions. But penultimately, we want to get interdependent. So what I've told some of the groups across my organisation to try and map out their teams is try and split them up into silos. This is very important when you're trying to map out where the behaviours are in your workforce. Yes, you can do it as an organisation. That's going to be a hell of a job when you're trying to drill that down to an individual, when we talk about employee engagement a little bit later on. So what I'd say is try and split it down to departments, department leaders. Get the department leaders then to use this same analogy, because it is the department leaders who know the people. And it is about knowing the people is what changes cultures, making people feel valued and understand their traits. It also gives you the opportunity then for them to put them in particular silos. So if someone is dependent on supervision, the area leader, safety manager, whoever is responsible, can understand why. Is it lack of experience? Is it a little bit naive? Doesn't matter what it is. Gives the opportunity to identify it and then move forward. Hopefully, moving this on. Now, we have these plotted about all over our workforce, and we actively promote people to put on where they think they are. And it's so vital that people understand what these represent and what we're trying to get to interdependency. Okay, so the journey. Dependent to interdependent. It's kind of hard to visualise, excuse me, that journey. So I want to give you a scenario that I use in some of the inductions. I'm going to use little people as an example. So, imagine right now that we have a 2-year-old child, not very much experience, not very much knowledge, but they're there at home with mom. In the same time, we've got an apprentice. So as they both grow equally, we've got toddler into a young child, into a teenager, apprentice, into undergraduate, etc., etc. So just follow me. So this 2-year-old is walking through the kitchen, not much experience, not much knowledge, sees mum filling up the bucket of hot water, sees steam, loads of steam bellowing. This child, lack of experience, lack of knowledge, is mesmerised, absolutely mesmerised, walks towards this thing, because I want to know what it is, what's this fluffy stuff. So then this child then puts the hand underneath this hot tap, scalds the hand, moves it away straight away. Natural reaction. Same as in the workplace. That apprentice goes to the machine. What does that do? Do not put your hands here. I'll put my hands there. You know, potato machine, you know, is that the right thing to do? So scrubbing that out now, that is experience. We as a young child have now experienced something negative. So this is where knowledge comes in. So it's wipe the slate clean. This 2-year-old child now is walking to the same tap, never done it before, very inquisitive, wants to know what this thing's all about. All of a sudden, puts his hand towards the tap, here's this big massive scream, "Oi, no!" Who's that? It's Mom. Mom goes, no, Mark. Bernie. Thanks, Mom. That's our first experience of knowledge. And the thing that drives us throughout life is knowledge and experience, positive and negative. Yeah. So as we grow up, we have more experiences. We have more times where Mom's yelling at us. We have the times where we're crossing roads and we're told to look left. We're told to look right. Knowledge and experience. Okay, so let's begin with the end in mind. What does that actually mean? What is our penultimate goal? So what we're trying to avoid failure. We're trying to seek success. Are you failure avoiders? Or are you success seekers? Me personally, aim for success all the time. So work toward the desired state rather than from the undesired. That is the buzzword there. Seek first to understand, then be understood. What the deuce does that mean? Speak to the people, because all this is about is the people. The people around you, the people that you work with, the people that you work for. Top, middle and bottom. You understand them, you've got a fighting chance. You don't interact with those, you've got no chance. Absolutely no chance. It's the main reason why safety programs fail. Because you get someone who's on a pedestal who thinks they can sit behind a desk, write a behavioural safety program, sell it to the directors, and then go, I wonder why it didn't work. I'll tell you why it didn't work, mate, because you don't know Bob. You don't know that Bob's going through depression. You don't know that Bob's not a very good speaker, he doesn't work well with people. If you'd know that, you'd know how to work with him as an individual. His mind's off the game, or with a little bit of guidance, a little bit of supervision, listening to somebody. There's nothing bad about having big ears and a comfy shoulder. It goes a long way when you're trying to change a culture. People feeling valued. So when the voice of the work is truly understood, the needs then become very clear. Because then you can tailor-make your behavioural program around these people to give them the right guidance and leadership that they need to achieve zero by choice. Because they are then empowered. We'll touch on that again later. So remember that was already empowered. Because there's a difference between management and empowered, and that's the empowered that I'm talking about. Okay, so the power of vision. This is actual module in the training program that I provide at work. The power of vision. And for me, it absolutely set aside, apart from the Bradley curve, it's set aside and opened up so many doors and made the team leaders, the supervisors and managers actually understand it does make sense. If I know that I'm working towards something, it makes it so much easier. Power of vision. So the vision is the bridge between the present and the future. It's hard to see something that isn't there. Let's be honest. It is so hard to see something that isn't there. You know, we do it all the time with risk management. We need to see something that actually isn't there, but can prevent that from happening. If that makes any particular kind of sense. So, the things that we believe to be true determine the way which we interpret life. So, you know, we need some guidance. We need something to work towards. Because without it, we're blind leading the blind. And it's not saying that penultimately we need this big massive vision. Yes, we want zero accidents by choice. That is the ultimate goal. It's not a problem with having an ultimate goal. But it's about the journey to get there is the most important thing. And it's about enabling, another buzzword, enabling the team leaders and leadership team, about having smaller visions. Or maybe I just want to have a clean and tidy workplace every day. Maybe I just want it to be a cleaning regime completed every day. That's okay. It's not about the massive wins. Creating a culture is about getting the little wins. Creating the foundations in bite-sized chunks. That's your winning formula. Because before you know it, you've been steaming ahead for so long you'll turn around and you wouldn't have realised the path that you've actually made behind for people to follow you. So I've just got some statements I want to run through with you, some visionaries. The last one being my favourite. So, vision is the art of seeing what is invisible to others. It is an actual good thing to see what isn't there. So the secret of change is to focus on all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but building on the new. Final statement? Yeah? So, champions are not made in the gym. Champions are made by something they have deep inside them, a desire, a dream, a vision. Now the last one is my ultimate favourite. The reason it's my favourite because the decisions that lay on this person's shoulders at that point in time blows my mind. Not this one, so one behind. So, what did you read that one? So, Winston Churchill, yeah? The pressure that a man had on his shoulders is I can't even contemplate it. But success is moving from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. Now, I'm gathering all of you will agree with me when I say this. Doing the right thing is an exerted effort. Would you agree? Because it's easy enough to see something wrong and walk away because you don't want the heartache, you don't want the pain. But it's about asking those difficult questions. It's about having those difficult conversations. Because I guarantee, you have those difficult conversations and ask those difficult questions. That is what you'll do. You will feel relieved that you've asked those. Because ultimately, you are going to get the desired results that you was after. There's plenty of statements from Winston Churchill, but if he didn't make some of the decisions that he did, if he didn't have the vision that he had, and led the whole country towards that, we'd probably be sitting in a different country right now, thinking there's a whole different way of life is presented different to us. Okay, so what is the importance of vision-related safety? Any ideas? Chris?
If you can see what's coming, you can plan for it. The task.
Okay. Okay, so what is the difference between attitude and action? And how do these two relate to each other? Attitude and action. So let me break that down a little bit for you. So, bad attitude. Use that word with the following one. Bad action. Negative attitude, negative action. Unsafe attitude. Unsafe action. Safety versus fear in the workplace. We see it all the time. The people do the right thing through fear of the consequences that may happen. Or do people do the right thing because they understand the consequences of their actions? We need to get away from people being fearful in the workplace. If we have fear in the workplace, culture's never going to change. Because people are always going to be afraid of that they're doing the wrong thing or the right thing with a negative consequence. This is where vision statements help. Regardless of your industry, regardless of your site, regardless of the makeup of your workforce. This is where, if you agree with your team, with the leaders of the business, because these are the people who are going to make the change. Invest in your leaders, invest in your supervision team. But it does come from the top. But having vision statements is fine. We have the statements of intent. But let's be truthful with ourselves. Who's chief executive in this room writes their statement of intent? Or what should I say? Who in this room writes their chief executive's statement of intent? Yeah, so it's about making it real, making it sincere. Because sincerity, when building a culture, is the thing that will crash and burn if it's failed. If people don't feel you are being sincere whilst trying to get this message across, it will fail. I say that because I had it firsthand. There was a guy at one of my plants who said, "Do you know what, Mark? I think you're just telling me this because you need to tell it me, and I don't believe it. You've not given me any tools to make a change, and I just think it's a load of coddle." So I said, "Okay, I appreciate that." I said, "But you need to understand, I'm new to the organisation, this is new to you, and you've never been exposed to this before." I said, "But let me at least try. Let me at least try and show you that I am being sincere. The tools I'm about to show you, i.e. in here, with the Bradley curve, with having a vision, having vision statements. Let me give you the tools to develop you as a leader. Let me give you the tools to help you identify what areas in your workplace, with your workforce, that you need to focus on, and give them additional support." It's not about, if you've got 80% golden gooses, and 20%, I'll not use that word, but where I'm going from. You can't ignore these guys because they will then just drop off. You can't just focus on the bad. You need to split that up accordingly. So in the face of fear, you need to learn to ask, what is it that I'm not seeing? What is it that you're trying to get across to me that I just don't get? Sometimes it takes a one-on-one. I've got a guy who has severe learning difficulties. And at the start I thought, is this going to be a problem? Do you know what? This person is the best behavioural safety leader in the whole business. Because it's not about what comes out of a book. It's not about what's written on a presentation screen. It was about me getting the message out to him on what we want to achieve, what the penultimate goals, and how we could use these tools to identify issues and concerns in his workplace, with his colleagues. This is what it's all about. Now, there's a lot more to behaviour-based safety, value-based safety, or whatever you want to call it. But if you understand the concepts and the groundwork of what you need to achieve to get there, that is the starting point for anybody. Okay, so we talk about employee engagement. So how important is stats are irrelevant, just put them up there to be pretty. So how important is employee engagement? So I talked earlier about, the health and safety top who just sits behind his desk writing a fantastic behavioural safety program, says, yeah, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do the other. But it means absolutely diddly squat. If you're not out there with the people, hearing the people, feeling the people, taking on board what the people are saying. Because it's their values that need to be heard and listened to, and they need to see things happening from that. Because what they're used to saying is, I've told management, and they see nothing from it. If they feel valued, it will work. So, employee engagement is a property of the relationship between the organisation and its workforce. This is not just their immediate line manager. This is at all levels. For a value-based safety program, a behavioural-based safety program to work, it needs to have engagement at all levels. The directors speaking to the cleaners, the directors speaking to the shop floor being comfortable to speak to the directors. It's an open forum. It needs to be an open forum without any judgment at all. So, what is an engaged employee? It's someone who's fully absorbed by and enthusiastic about their work, and so takes positive action to further the organisation's reputation and interests. I absolutely love the company I work for. Genuinely love the company I work for. It is absolutely fantastic. They have given me so much guidance, so much leadership, and safety is actually at the top. The Global Plumbing Group's strapline on any board meeting, you know, they're a multi-billion-pound company. Do what's right, work together, get results. Yeah. There was a chief executive. You may know the name Paul O'Neill. You may not. Doesn't matter if you don't. So Paul O'Neill, he worked for a company called Alcoa. And he was employed as their chief executive, 24 countries, X amount of staff. He realised how important safety was. The start of board meetings, he would then tell the board where the fire exits were. That to me is unknown. But that's coming from the top. He said every organisation can lead and be great. So, I thought I had to do a little bit of statistics. So I'll do some right now. So, engaged employees is a rare commodity. With the global research that only 13% of employees actually are engaged at work. Very low number, I'm very shocked when I found those. Sorry, too fast. So engaged workers stand apart from their non-engaged and actively disengaged counterparts because of their efforts. You can see them. You know who they are. They make themselves quite visible. They want to go above and beyond, do what is needed to be done to further their own safety, their own morals, but also that of the business. Very important and very visual, that is. Okay, so, question. Does anybody know what a trim tab is? We're shocked. We're not surprised if someone does. Okay. So a trim tab is a small surface that connects the trailing end of a larger control to a surface. For example, a cruise liner. The trim tab is a small device that affects the rudder, which steers the cruise liner. Now, can a cruise liner be operated by one skipper? Absolutely not. But can the cruise liner then be steered by this one individual part? Absolutely. And that is actually what the trim tab is. We try and put that in terms of the workforce. One single person cannot operate the company, but if we have these trim tabs in each of our departments, it makes a massive impact. The smallest of parts has the biggest impact. It's not about, it's all about the small guy. It's all about every single part of that organisation that makes that work. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so that's the 8 guidelines for getting employee engagement. Now I'm going to let you write these down. I'm not going to read through them, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to write these down. So, setting clear guidelines. Sense of ownership. So I'll let you write those down for a second. Take a photo, whatever you want to do, I'll get it away. Has anyone ever heard that saying? train them well enough that they're good enough to leave, but treat them well enough that they want to stay. You know, it's never been a true word. I actively want to treat everybody exactly the same way. For me, there's no hierarchy. That doesn't exist in my world. It's just people with a job. Someone gets paid more, some don't. Doesn't matter. They're there to do a job. They are a fundamental part of that machine to get the end result. Whether that's sales, whether it's construction, whether it's NHS, it doesn't really matter. Every part is a fundamental part. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a precondition. Safety is a precondition, not a priority. Now that could shock quite a lot of people if you used to walk into your board meeting and go, do you know what? I'm sick of you saying that safety is a priority. Let's get it in so it's a precondition. Who thinks safety should be budgeted? I don't. I don't think safety should be budgeted. But there we have a health and safety budget. It shouldn't be budgeted, it should just be the way. If something broke, it should be fixed. Because if it isn't, we're never going to get zero by choice.